In this world, not everyone gets to choose their fate. But Violet, Soren Gale, she never chose this one. Violet was supposed to live a quiet life, surrounded by books, studying history, safe, because unlike everyone else in her family, she is not strong, her body is fragile, her bones break easily, even simple things can hurt her. But her mother, she doesn't care, because her mother isn't just anyone, she is a journal, cold, powerful, feared, and in her eyes, weakness isn't an option. So instead of letting Violet live safely as a scribe, she forces her into the most dangerous place possible, the Rider's Quadrant, a place where students don't just train, they die. Because becoming a dragon rider isn't about skill, it's about survival, and most people don't make it past the first day. The moment Violet steps into the quadrant, she realizes one thing. Everyone here expects her to fail. They look at her like she doesn't belong, like she won't last, like she already dead, and honestly, they are not wrong. Because the first test itself is designed to kill, a narrow parapet. High above the ground, one wrong step and it's over. Students fall, some scream, some don't even get the chance, and Violet, she's terrified. Because this isn't something she can fight. This isn't something she can outsmart. One slip and she dies. But somehow, step by step, breath by breath, she make it across. Barely. And that's when she realized surviving this place won't be about strength. It will be about something else. Strategy. Because if she can't outfight them, she'll have to outthink them. But surviving the quadrant, that's the only beginning. Because here, the real danger isn't just the training, it's the people. And one person in particular, Jaden Ryerson, the most dangerous rider in the quadrant. Cold, ruthless, untouchable, and he has every reason to hate her because Violet's mother is the reason his family is gone. Which means to him, Violet isn't just weak, she's an enemy. And in a place where weakness gets you killed, having the most dangerous man as your enemy is basically a death sentence. Surviving the first day, that was luck. But staying alive in the Rider's Quadrant, that's a different story. Because here, there are no second chances. Every day is training, every day is pain, and every day someone's dies. And Violet, she feels it in every step. Her body isn't built for this. While others get stronger, she struggles to just keep up. Climbing walls, combat training, endurance tests, things that come naturally to others. For her, they are a fight. But Violet refused to quit because she knows something they don't. Strength isn't just physical. So she adapts. She studies her opponents, learns their patterns, finds ways to win without being the strongest. And slowly, people start noticing. Not because she is powerful, but because she survived. And in this place, that's rare. But survival also makes her a target. Because the weaker you look, the easier you are to kill. And challenges, they're allowed. Which means anyone can try to kill her and call it training. So Violet is constantly on edge, watching, waiting, calculating, and then there's Zayden. He watches her too. Not like the others, not with open hatred, but with something more dangerous, curiosity. Because Violet doesn't break, even when she should, and that doesn't make sense to him. The interaction, tense, sharp, full of unspoken things. He should hate her, she should fear him, but somehow neither happens the way it's supposed to. Because when Violet is in danger, Zayden doesn't always look away, and that confuses her. Because this is the same man who has every reason to want her dead. Yet, he doesn't act on it. Instead, he starts helping her, not openly, not kindly, but in small ways, subtle ways, ways no one else notices. And Violet, she notices everything, which only makes things worse. Because now, the most dangerous man in the quadrant is also the one she can't stop thinking about. But none of that matters. Because the real test is coming, the moment every rider fears, threshing, the day dragons chose their riders, or kill them. Because dragons don't bond with the weak, they don't care about the effort, they don't care about the survival, they choose power. And Violet, she has none. So when she steps into the field, she already knows this is where her story ends. Dragons circle above, massive, terrifying, unpredictable. Other cadets step forward. Some get chosen, some get burned alive, and Violet, she waits, heart racing, body shaking, completely unprepared. Until suddenly, everything changes. Because instead of one dragon approaching her, two do. And that's never supposed to happen. One is Asian, powerful, a creature that hasn't bonded in years. The other fierce, unpredictable, deadly. And somehow they both choose her. The weakest rider just became the most powerful one in the quadrant, and now everyone is watching her, not as prey anymore but as a threat, including Zayden. The girl who was supposed to die just became the one everyone fears. After thrashing, nothing is the same. Violet isn't invisible anymore. She isn't weak in their eyes. She's dangerous because bonding with even one dragon, that's rare, but two, that's unheard of. Not just any dragons, powerful ones, Asian ones, which means Violet now holds something no one else does. Power. But power comes with a cost, because now everyone is watching her, waiting for her to fail, and the pressure, it's suffocating. But for the first time, Violet starts believing something. Maybe she can survive this, and then there's Zayden. Whatever was building between them before, now it's impossible to ignore. The tension, the glances, the way he always aware of her, it's no longer subtle because now they're equal. And that changes everything. Their conversation becomes sharper, closer, more personal. Zayden isn't just watching her anymore. He is letting her in, just a little. And Violet, she starts seeing the truth behind him. Not just a cold leader, not just a dangerous rider, but someone who carries pain, just like her. And slowly, that line between them, it disappears until one moment changes everything. A fight, a rush of adrenaline, too much emotion, and suddenly they gave in. It's intense, messy, real, like everything they've been holding back finally breaks. And after that, there is no going back. Because now, it's not just tension, it's love. But love in a place like this is dangerous because while Violet is discovering her power, she's also discovering something worse, the truth. Because the world she grew up believing in isn't real. The war isn't what they were told, the enemies aren't the real threat, there's something darker, something hidden, something their leaders have been lying about. And Zayden, he already knows. That's when Violet realized the man she loves has been keeping secret, big ones. Secrets that could destroy everything. At first, it feels like a betrayal because trust matters to her. And he didn't give her the truth, but when she finally sees it, really sees it, she understands. Because this isn't just about lies, it's about survival, about protecting something bigger than all of them. And suddenly, Violet has to make a choice. Stay in the safe world she was raised to believe in or step into the truth, even if it changes everything. And she chose him. Not just Zayden, but everything he stands for. Everything he's been fighting for in the shadow. And that choice changes her forever. Because by the end, Violet isn't the weak girl who walked into the quadrant. She's something else, something stronger, smarter, more dangerous, someone who doesn't just survive but fight back. She was never meant to survive, but in the end, she becomes something they should fear from the start.